Alright, so I've been trying to platinum every single LEGO game for the past few months, and today is finally the day we have all been waiting for. The last LEGO game on the list, LEGO Worlds. LEGO Worlds is not only the last in the challenge, but also one of the worst ones in the entire challenge to begin with. Mostly because it's just a weird game, and it's super full of RNG, which is fun for nobody. But anyways, LEGO Worlds Platinum Trophy has 62 trophies inside of it, with most being collectibles, which is just amazing. The game's story is basically non-existent, and the only purpose of it is to really reach 100 gold bricks, so you can then fully unlock everything you can use in the game. But aside from that quote-unquote goal, the rest of the game is just open to your own creativity. Let's just say the urge to make a giant cock and balls just for this video was very hard to resist. And the first trophy you get in the game is actually gotten immediately for just landing into the world. You then have to do some tutorial crap as you could expect, and also a few initial missions getting gold bricks in return. But once you finish the first 3 gold brick quests on this world, you get the first gold brick related trophy, and another for completing the entire world in addition. The next world was then on this volcanoes biome with prehistoric crap all over it, probably because it's called the prehistoric world. But the entire point and task we have to do here is the same as the previous world, and that is also the same as this entire game. You can see why LEGO Worlds isn't exactly loved now, probably. Nonetheless, I finished all of the required gold brick quests and got the trophy for finishing this world. Next world did have some more interesting objectives in it, however. First, we got the paint stuff, which is neat, but then they also introduced us into the glorious copying tool. A very convenient tool where you can highlight something and then copy it somewhere else. So they made me copy this candy house right here, and I also named it Fart because that's funny. But then after placing it down again, I completed another mission and got given 2 trophies as a matter of fact. The next planet was then on a Winter Wonderland world. These worlds are all pretty identical and just full of Christmas decorations. It's kind of weird though, since it isn't even close to Christmas, but whatever. I did also spend a load of time here though because I was confused on what the goal was, since nearly nobody had gold brick quests, but somebody finally did after a long time, and it was actually just a troublemaker running away with the gold brick. These spawn in around every 4 minutes and either have a gold brick or have a building brick that come into play very seriously later on. Many moments later, while I was still on this frozen wasteland, I had finally found fish to give to all the penguins because they kept on begging for it. And after I gave a fish to this one slippery idiot, I got a trophy for completing my first companion quest. And now this idiot is gonna follow me around forever like a bad habit. Next trophy I got was from purchasing my first item from the shop in this game. And fun fact, the shop is only available at nighttime, so that's extremely inconvenient. Now, I was finally about to leave the winter world that I had been on forever, but as I was leaving, my game crashed. And fun fact, this game crashes a lot. I think I counted around 10 crashes in my entire playthrough just from trying to leave worlds alone. Now, that's kind of a problem considering the entire game is about traveling from different worlds. You'd think they would fix that, right? Anyways, I did make it to a normal world for once that actually had real objectives to do, and I collected a few more gold bricks to reach the glorious amount of 15, which isn't legal, Dream. Just trying to remind you.
That's what I'm saying.
But it does give you a trophy for and I thought by just putting a car up here and driving off, it would give me 5 seconds. No problem at all. Now, as you just saw, that was definitely not 5 seconds. But I think since I landed directly onto my head and now have major brain problems, it kept on counting and I still got the trophy. So really, who cares? Next trophy I went after was for skydiving from max height to the lowest possible height. And I did this by digging a massive ass hole directly into the ground to the bottom, and also constructing a giant wall to the skies. I then expertly jumped off and piloted my body all the way down to the bottom without bumping any edges and halting my fall. While down here, I also did some more trophies because why not? I don't feel like climbing out yet. And I got one for just spawning in a dumb pig and then riding it. Same thing your mother did just last night to your father. I then did make it back to the surface a few minutes later, and I opened my very first chest of the entire game. These are the RNG part of it I was talking about earlier because they hold literally anything pretty much, and a lot of it is useless. Now that was it for the random trophy cleanup, and my next one was gotten for just simply reaching 20 gold bricks and another builder class inside of the game. I also ended up fighting off a load of skeleton enemies during nighttime, and there was a trophy for eliminating 7 enemies within 12 seconds, and I got that right here easily. I'm not gonna lie, this Wild West biome I was in is absolutely crazy good for finding chests everywhere, so I was was just going for those for around 30 minutes straight, and I ended up digging to this one underground and finding a paintball gun inside of it. And I recall that there was a trophy on this list from earlier needing you to paintball a seagull midair. Now, I originally thought it meant just use the paint gun because that is obvious. However, it of course meant the actual paintball gun. And now that I had it, I may have violated the Geneva Conventions on this poor seagull, but I did get the trophy. I then received 2 more trophies, both for gold brick rank upgrades on my time here in the Wild West biome. I went to a different world because I just sucked the Wild West dry. And on this new world, there was a pretty decent sized ocean, so I decided to swim around for 3 minutes and ended up getting the trophy for diving underwater for 3 minutes. After that, I was still down there and saw a shark, so I tried to ride it because what else are sharks good for? And right after I got in his back, the thing ran into like a rock or something, and the game classified that as going on land with a shark, so I got the land shark trophy somehow. Anyways, this world I was on had a very peaceful farm on the shore, so I took a visit there of course, because why wouldn't you want to see a nice peaceful farm in the midst of tax season coming up? Please like and subscribe, I desperately need it. Oh, and yeah, while here I rode a sheep, which was cool. It also gave me a trophy. I then played this amazing game for 30 more minutes without any trophy pops to ease my endless pain, but I did just decide to get a trophy randomly from riding 4 animals within 60 seconds since I had finally found 4 animals you could actually ride. So yeah, that was a pretty dumb trophy, but I got it, so suck my balls. I then received another trophy right after for getting to the next gold brick goal, and I left that planet to go to a different one which had a lava biome in it. Now, I forgot to do the trophy for bouncing on lava earlier, so I decided to do it right now before it's all too late. And there we go, 7 bounces on lava trophy pop. I then received 1 more rank up trophy before I decided to try and fast track some of my progress, if you know what I mean. And I began to look up some worlds online that had important items in them because those do exist and are readily available from the wondrous Google. Which one of these worlds did indeed lead me to a city, which is also a trophy for just being here. A bit later on, I had a quest which needed squirrels for some odd reason, and I spawned in so many that I received a trophy for having an army of squirrels on my side. So many nuts everywhere, don't call Diddy. Next, I got another rank up trophy, and I also found my first dungeon. These are basically just overrated caves with 1 chest inside, and also a trophy for just entering one. Now, about an hour later, I was nearing the 100 gold brick goal we need to complete the story, as they call it, and I ended up making it to every single biome in the game for that trophy, which I was kind of afraid of missing at the start. But anyways, now that sigh of relief has washed over my glorious shoulders, I did manage to reach expert builder rank with 80 gold bricks, and get that trophy. This rank, by the way, unlocks the entire game, and you can now travel to any world you want, from any place you want. So I decided, let's just look up some worlds that have those legendary bricks on them so I can get those before doing anything else because I love to use my resources. By the way, once you reach any of these legendary brick places, you just get a trophy for being there, so that's great. These also have chests right by them with purple studs inside, and I opened them so fast I received a trophy for getting 60,000 studs in a single streak. So yeah, I made it to another one of those legendary bricks for another trophy. In fact, I actually went to 5 of them total right here before stopping and continuing on with this game the real way. And I ended up in the African wilderness with an elephant. So I took this as my chance to play him a song with my trumpet. He liked it so much, I got a trophy. And then a whole real life hour passed of me playing this boredom to completion. But within that time, I gathered 20 more gold bricks and reached 100, becoming the master builder and beating the game's so-called story. So now the goal is to pretty much get those remaining legendary bricks and also some other random trophies before the final 3 hard ones. So first I did some random stuff again just to get it out of the way. First being using every single terraforming vehicle in the game, which is pretty easy since there isn't too many of these to begin with. I then played the bagpipes for a bull, added another player into the game with split screen, and both played music at the same time, and also took a photo of a posing character. And quite a while after that, I did end up finding and taming a badger inside of this game, which was a bit of a challenge to do since they only come out at night, and I was failing at seeing them. I then decided to begin the debatable hardest trophy that really isn't the hardest if you use the easy method, getting 1 billion studs in the game, which by the way, there is 0 stud multipliers inside, so yeah, you gotta go raw. And the only feasible way to do this without it taking literal days to do is done by copying a bunch of money safes and then destroying them over and over again on top of your character just inside of a hole. And also, FYI, this will kill your PlayStation and make it run at like 3 FPS, but it's a risk I'm willing to take for the trophy. Oh my god! Also, just so you guys know, even with this method, I still spent like 6 to 7 hours straight tapping 1 button on the controller, which made me honestly go a bit insane in the process, and I almost began to shed tears of agony. However, I did reach 1 billion eventually, and yeah, there's the trophy. But But boy, oh boy, we aren't even close to being done because we still have some real good hard hitters left. Before those, though, I did go get every single legendary brick in the game, which is honestly easy since you can just look up their locations and don't need to rely on RNG to give that to you. But then there was 2 trophies left that both suck. First, you have to ride a dragon and kill your teammate with it. Now, thankfully, since I'm so lazy to actually do the entire dragon questline to tame one of these things, I made sure to look up every single easy way to do this and ended up finding out that pretty much everyone is misinformed. You don't even need to tame the dragon to ride it and shoot fireballs. You can literally do that by just finding a golden one and just hopping on. So I did that and then had my second account log on and ended up getting that hard trophy easier than I could have ever asked for. But the last trophy, called Designer's Delight, is actually horrible and probably makes up for me skipping the pain on the previous ones. You have to fill the entire brick selection in your builder inventory, and I had so little by the time I reached this trophy that it is literally going to take me hours upon hours to get. So much time, in fact, that even as I'm writing this script out for this video, I'm also simultaneously farming them on my other monitor just because I can't sit here and wait for 12 hours without doing nothing in society. But yeah, here's the trophy after I eventually got it, I hope. And yeah, the platinum followed right after, as you all know. So that was the LEGO Worlds Platinum Trophy experience. Overall, the game is extremely boring, but if you're young and like building Legos, then I guess have at it with that imagination, child. I am extremely happy to finally be done playing these LEGO games, though. It's an unreal feeling. I feel so weird for not playing anything else for months. But hey, a challenge is a challenge, and I will have another challenge coming soon.